All right, boys, we're here with break number 515. It is going to be Bowman Chrome HTA full case. Good luck to everybody in this one. Obviously, you got my man Cal Ripken Jr. here. And it is a full case of HTA. Let's open the box up, and then we'll rub Cal on the 6 cards. 12. Not even cards. 12 boxes. While I'm doing this, let's reopen that discussion about Pete Rose. First off, I feel like guys that watch sports in general have no clue what the word overrated means, because overrated just means somebody that is not as good as people's perception. Now, I think Pete Rose should be a Hall of Famer unless you don't think he should be in for moral reasons, which I completely understand. I'm not talking about the cheating. I'm talking about him diddling little girls, because that's not okay. However, from a baseball standpoint, 100% should be in the Hall of Fame. He has the record for the most hits ever. My problem with Pete Rose and the common perception of Pete Rose is people say that he's the greatest hitter of all time. He is nowhere near top 10 hitters of all time. I'm taking at least 10 guys over him, period, 2 of which are better pure hitters than Ichiro and Tony Gwynn. I'm also taking a guy named Willie Mays, Barry Bonds. I don't know, any of the guys that have OPSs that are in the like 900s for their career. I'm taking any of those guys, Mickey Mantle, over Pete Rose. On top of he's not even the best pure hitter ever. He's a guy that compiled stats. He's like the Joe Johnson of baseball. He had the most at bats by far. And it's just he's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. But he can still be over. He can be a Hall of Famer and overrated. It's just it can happen. I mean, hell, they have what's his name? They have Harold Raines in the Hall of Fame. He's not a damn Hall of Famer. Anyways, we have Cal Ripken Jr., Cal Ripken, Ben Baller to the card, Charm City. 12 boxes right there's going to be 36 cards unless they short us again, and then I'm going to have to actually just fly up the tops and cause havoc. Not actually, but let's get rolling here. 3 cards per box. Good luck to everybody in the break. Teamless on the left. Overhead camera is in the upper right-hand corner. And that was carryover from the last football break whenever somebody had mentioned that Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, which he should 100%, but we're going to start out with some color here, which is always nice. Starting us out, we have Anthony Gutierrez, 60 out of 250 on the True Purple, going to the Rangers, and Kevin Britton. Nice prospect hit there. Next up for the Twins, we have Danny DeAndrade. Going to the Twins. Twins belong to Thomas Foost. And the last card is going to be John Rhodes, 28 out of 100, part of 2021 Bowman draft. On the Atomic. Going to the Orioles. And the Orioles are Natalie. Get up and do it now because I'm going to need at least one more pack of 20 or 55 point. Well, I should only need one unless something's stuffed with. Yeah, I mean, the Orioles just have a lot of autographs. Honestly, I think that the Orioles and the Rockies, the Orioles, Rockies, and Cardinals, I think are the 3 best teams to pick. Because with 18-year-olds, you have no clue what you're going to get. So with the Orioles, I mean, you could get a guy that's maybe not that good right now, but ends up being good 4 years from now. I just think, in general, the Cardinals are criminally underpriced. Same with the Rockies. Yeah, but their 2 autographs are monsters. I mean, both the guys are just studs. Giving away Austin's secrets. He's not happy. Just first card we have is for the Cubs, and it's Parker Chavers, 45 out of 299 on the Speckle. Going to the Cubs and Dave Klosick. Yeah, see, they have Cho and the other kid. I can't think of his name right now. We pulled a bit of them, but so you guys are both good. We have Alexander Suarez for the Giants. Going to Greg Wolf. And Estevan Machado for the Blue Jays. Going to Dave Klosick. What's the saying? I think it's pretty much like, is it 5 ways the one way, 5 ways the other, or whatever it is? Whatever that saying is, pretty much they're the same. In my opinion, I was gonna say I think it really just depends who develops better. They're both good. I mean, they're both young players. I think Gutierrez comes with a bigger price tag. I think. I have to go look on eBay again. With the product coming out late and it like so late, it's also makes it a little bit harder, I think. Yeah, Mejia is who I was thinking of, Mejia. And we have a Blue Mojo, 79 out of 150, Leonardo Balcazar for the Reds and John Patterson. So John getting on the board here. Well, John, you can't say that because you just pulled some shit. I was going to say, not actually shit, but nice hit on the Blue Mojo. And for the Nationals, we have Vaquero going to Tom Scarberry. Second one we pulled in the group. The other one was out of 299. But a nice Nationals hit for Tom. And we have Antonio Pinero for the Brewers going to Tom Scarberry as well. All I got to say is first 3 boxes, we have 9 different teams. Love to see it. Maybe people have more than one teams and got 2 cards, but it looks like at least the wealth, knock on wood, has got spread around a little bit, which is always nice to see. Whenever I do hit things, I'm always so worried that it's going to only be like 8 teams get all the cards, and I'm like, well, that sucks. Apparently, I straight up jinxed it, but it is one of the guys that people were talking about for the Nationals. That I haven't seen his cards pulled in hobby, but clearly they are an HTA. Dalen Lyle, 98 out of 250. Going to the Nationals, and Tom Scarberry. Obviously, the 2021 draft product player. We have Simone Wan for the Mets, going to Rob Gervin. The Mets are another team that are kind of low priced for, I think, the value. I think eventually the teams will even out a little bit more. I don't know if it'll be before the season starts, because without people playing, I think it's hard to change the value and perception of players, but that's a big thing too. I think it's going to be kind of when these guys hit camp, some of the stuff might change. And we have another Anthony Gutierrez, 6 out of 100, going on the Atomic to the Rangers, and it's a Gutierrez kind of break. And that is going to Kevin Britton, and he is never going to watch a break again. He watches a break that's 6-man, and it was... He had, out of everybody, there was 2 guys that had worse breaks than other guys, but he had by far the worst break out of the 6 people. And now he's just in fuego. And that is box number 4 down. Let's get into box number 5. Okay, so I will explain the first autograph thing and why some guys have first and some guys do not. So if a player's first Bowman is in a product in the same year as the other product. So we'll do a quick explanation before I open up this pack. So both these products are 2022 products, right? 2022 Bowman, 2022 Bowman Chrome. Jackson Churrio's first was in this box. So his autographs can be in this, much like Paguero was the same way in 2021 Chrome, Bowman Chrome, as well as his first was in 2021 Bowman, but he didn't have an autograph. Now, if you have this product, now this is obviously Sapphire. You have 2021 Bowman Draft Sapphire. This guy was in here. Now this is 2021 product, but we're ripping 2022, so he cannot have a first because he's not in the same year, because his first was in 2021, not 2022. That's what's happening with House and everybody, and we won't see any of them, but I probably have a base first Colossian and autograph somewhere. That's why Colossus autographs are... his autographs were first in 2022, but he also has a first base in this. That's kind of the explanation of why it is the way it is. People are complaining about Churrio because he's like the big hit, and House is obviously a big player too, but that's why they have first and don't. Well, it's not. So the problem is they can't put a 2021 design card in 2022. So would you want, like, do you want them to put 2021 design cards in 2022? I mean, that'd be what they'd have to do, right? Because if not, he'd have a whole different baseball card because the design's different. Like, 2022 is not the same as 2021 in design. So that's kind of why they do it, too. We got Greg Cullen, 7 out of 499. He does not have an auto with the first... I mean, they could have did, like, special releases. I think that's what they should have did. But, I mean, we got Greg Cullen here for the Orioles and Natalie. I personally think they should do what Panini does, and they should have these guys sign first and then put them on the website. Jesus Christ. We have Anthony Gutierrez for the Rangers. I feel like Kevin almost has to build a rainbow now. You can't get 3 Anthony. Now, why there's 3 of them in the same case is beyond me. But let's say another Anthony Gutierrez for the Rangers and Kevin Britton. And we have Roland Machandi going to the Astros. But there are people that don't understand the first, like, they don't even understand the concept, Tom. That's why I mentioned, that's why I try to explain it with visual, because some people are just visual learners. Because I tried to explain to somebody else in the group and they called me stupid, and I was like, okay, I mean, I don't necessarily agree or disagree. If we're being honest, Peguero's card last year, his first Bowman didn't even have first on it for his base cards. I was going to say, which is great because they sold for way less than they should, but 5 boxes, 5 boxes. Oh, looks like we're going to get ourselves some nice color in this one. So it's a little orange. Orange. Love to see it. Because no one's complaining about this guy having a first. For the Marlins, going to Jimmy Waller. 132 out of 499 on the refractor. No one's complaining about the Marlins having Ian Lewis, who's actually had a really, really good year, having his first in here. I'm not sure if for Brady House, for a guy, okay, if the guy's elite, I don't think it changes the value. We have Ian Lewis here out of 499. If the guy's not an elite player, I think it might change the value. But if an elite guy like a House, or who else needs them? House and Merrill, they're elite players, they're elite prospects. I don't think it changes the value that much. Maybe slightly, but I don't think it's that much. We have the Dodgers for Kevin Britton here on Alex DeJesus. I mean, House base autographs are still selling for like $200. I would assume his first House didn't have a good year. I mean, he had a bad year, especially after he got hurt. His year was pretty awful, to be honest, for what he's supposed to be. And we have a 20 out of 25 Orange Wave Cooper Bowman going to John Cullison. There's another guy right here. Was a 2021 Bowman draft. Didn't have any autographs. Has an autograph in here with no first. And he's actually did pretty well, too, in the Yankees organization. A nice orange Cooper Bowman out of 25. Now, I don't know if the House autographs are still selling like that. Neither do I know if Merrill's are still selling in those low 200s. But, I mean, I just don't see either of those guys first being more than that. Because, Jackson Churrio's base autograph is selling for 400. And he's a far superior prospect than either of those two guys are. I mean, you're talking about a guy that they're comparing to Mike Trout and Juan Soto compared to guys that are just top in their organization that have good starts. So, I mean, like Jackson Churrio's like Jason Dominguez type hype. And the hype's actually real because he's performed, because he didn't come with that hype. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. And his autographs are what? I think they're still in the bases in the low 400s. I don't know. Matt follows the eBay market a lot more than I do, as he resells a lot. So Matt can probably answer that better than me. But here's another guy on the Mojo Blue. You talking about House and Company, or are you talking about Jackson Churrio? We have JT Schwartz on the Blue Mojo, 100 out of 150 for the Mets. And that's Rob Gervin. And we have Jonathan Mejia. Yeah, I just don't know if House's first would be more than. I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't think it'd be more than that with a first symbol on it. If I'm being for real, this is going to the Cardinals and Austin Fishbach. Who's the redemptions in this? We have Bowman Chrome Prospects Autograph Green Atomic Refractor Parallel going to the Orioles, and Cesar Prieto going to the Orioles. And Natalie on the green. That is out of 99, yes. On the Cesar. A little bit over halfway through. Some nice color in this one too. We have Eric Hernandez, 32 out of 75. This is what I don't understand. There was an Eric Hernandez redemption the other day, but he clearly has signed cards. That's what I was trying to say. He signed cards, but he has a redemption. That's going to the White Sox in Austin on the Canary Yellow. So I'm not really sure why he has redemptions in here too, but nice Canary Yellow. And we got another White Sox, Wilfred Veras. 105 out of 150 on the blue Ray Wave. Going to Austin as well. They got rid of the True Blue, I guess. I haven't seen one, so I guess they actually did. I know they got rid of it on the checklist. And we're going to have Cade Marlowe for the Mariners. And that is going to Doug Anderson in his first break in the group. Welcome to the group, Doug. Congratulations on the hit. Hopefully, I would love to pull a big J-Rod. I'm not going to lie. Nice Cade Marlowe. I'm assuming it's Marlowe. It could be Marlowe. Oh, so you're thinking he didn't sign any of his base cards? He only signed the color. He said, I don't sign base cards. I'm too good for that. Not a base card kind of guy. Oh boy. All right, boys, we have a there we go. Let's see. It's like stuck in there. It's like, boys, we got a slate problem. I don't want to pull them out because I don't want to mess up the edges. All right, we have Isaac De Leon. 154 out of 299 on the Speckle. Going to the Orioles and Natalie. Next up for the Padres, we have Yentry Rojas going to the Padres and John Cullison. For the Rangers, Cameron Colley, another guy from 2021 Bowman draft. Like I said, it's a little bit more common than I think people gave it credit for when it comes to guys not having first and guys that do have first. What I will say is there is a lot of the guys they got to sign seem to be more guys that have actually had really good minor league years, which is nice to see. It's not like they went and found guys that are like bums to sign for what's their first official autograph in Bowman. So we got a big hit here. Roderick Arias, 60 out of 499 on the refractor. Going to the Yankees and John Cullison. And for the Mets, we got Willie Fanis, 101 out of 150. Going to Rob Gervin. On the Blu-ray wave. For the Mets. And we have Gerard Gonzalez for the Royals and Tony Ray. Like I said about the Orioles, is because there's such a volume, is you only need one guy to pan out. Like, they're not a team where you're like, oh, I'm buying them to hope I hit and I can resell my cards right away. It's not that kind of team. It's a guy that maybe at John Rhodes pans out. I mean, the Orioles are young. The problem is the Orioles are so young and they have so many very good prospects already up that might be guys that get traded that might actually be the guys with value that get into another organization. And who the hell has the Brewers? They're going to be happy. Finally pulled them. I'm spoiling it because I can, because I'm excited. We have Jorge Barrosa. $2.99 out of $4.99 for the Diamondbacks. And that's going to John Patterson. So, John, I don't want to see in other groups because I've seen it saying you never pull anything because you pull 2 cards now. That's more than nothing. I was going to say we have 2 cards for him. We have Wilfred Veras for the White Sox. And Austin Fishbach. Let me actually take this. What is this? What is this card shells? I still love card shells. I was going to say, I'll talk to him and say that there's a bunch of them like that. I'll call him and he'll just normally replace them. Wilfred Veras. And he has arrived, boys. Jackson Chourio for the Brewers. Going to Tom Scarberry. So he gets himself a Vaquero and a Chourio in the same break. It's a nice hit here for Tom. We'll take Balcazar and we'll shift Gutierrez and put good old Jackson front and center. Dalen Lowry. See you later. Yeah, he went a little hard in the paint on the ink, but, you know, that's okay. I'd rather have guys be emphatic about signing than, I don't know, let me find a guy that just doesn't. There's a few guys where they sign and you're like, what the hell is this? Let me see. Actually, most of the guys in this product this year have been pretty good about signing. There's a few guys like, what the hell is this, Wilfred? Wilfred, minimal effort. He just looked like he's just writing W's. WV. Like, what are you, Volkswagen over here? Get the hell out of here. Anyway, I'll just say, what's his name? Ian Lewis got real lazy, too. I'd rather have a guy that's a little flamboyant and actually put some time into his autograph than... Let's go a little bit out of the lines. Oh yeah, what's his name? Do you have a guy? Was it is it Gabe Holt? I was gonna say because Gabe Holt was definitely a guy that printed his name. We got Quincy Hamilton, 63 out of 250. He must be an HTA only guy because I've not seen any of his autographs. Going to the Stros and Rob Gervin. We're going to have Rain Don Khan for the Dodgers and Kevin Britton. And we have Victor Labrada. I'm sorry I couldn't get you a Guardian, John, but I gotta hook your boy in, man. That's why I had to put a Labrada at the end for Doug. Have to hook him in. Labrada's another guy. 2022 Bowman base, no first, has a first here. You don't hear anybody mention his name because the only guy that matters in that whole discussion is Jackson Chourio, and then guys like Brady House not having a first. I was gonna say, let's get rolling here on the recap. 36 autographs. Pulled some big boys. Pulled some guys that aren't big boys. So I was going to say, overall, I think this was... I haven't seen too many HTA cases broken, but overall, I'd say is a pretty good case. If for whatever reason I have to look, if you got skunked, and I don't mean like... If you have multiple teams, and one of your teams got skunked, like, you can message me if you want, but if you did get skunked on this break, let me know. Next time I run a Bowman Chrome, I'll give you a little bit of credit to get in if you want to get in another break. But if you had multiple teams and you had a team that didn't hit, which I don't think there's anybody going over, I think there's only people that full out skunked. They'll give you a little bit of break credit based on how much your team price was. So if you got a more expensive team, I'll give you a little bit more. If you got a lesser team, like let's say I'll use Matt Hogue just straight out. He paid $40 for the Athletics. The Athletics didn't get anything. Like I would give him $5 break credit. But somebody that paid like in the hundreds, I'd probably give you anywhere from like $10 to $20 break credit just for the next Bowman. And one of the Bowman Chrome breaks that we'll run here in the next couple days. We have Victor Labrada for the Mariners. Rain Don Khan, because I really, like, as much as I love opening only autographs and I love autographs, I collect autographs, I hate breaks like this because there's always people that get skunked, and I hate when people don't get anything. I really do. I don't like it. We have Rob Gervin for the Astros, 63 out of 250 on the purple. No matter what big cards we hit, like, it's something that bothers me. And I don't think it's anything that will ever change because I want everybody to be happy. And if you don't hit anything at all, you're definitely not happy. Like, you can be happy not hitting, like, an autograph or getting a hit. But if you don't get any cards, like, I feel like it's just, like, even a shittier feeling. And I hate that. Anyways, we have Wilfred Veras, 105 out of 150 on the blue Ray Wave. Dalen Lyle on the 98 out of 250 on the true purple going to the Nationals and Tom Scarberry. And I know that when everybody gets in the break, they know, like, what the circumstances are. I try to explain it, but still doesn't sit right with me ever. We have Wilfred Veras for the White Sox. Austin Fishbach. We have Jorge Barrosa, 299 out of 499 for the Diamondbacks, and that's going to John Patterson. We have Gerard Gonzalez for the Royals. Tony Ray. Then we're going to have Willie Fanis, 101 out of 150 on the blue Ray Wave for the Mets. Then JT Schwartz on the blue Mojo for the Mets, both of which are going to Rob Gervin. We have Cameron Colley for the Rangers, going to Kevin Britton. We have Yentry Rojas going to the Padres and John Cullison. Isaac De Leon, 154 out of 299 on the Speckle, going to Natalie. Cade Marlowe going to the Mariners and Doug. Danny DeAndrade going to the Twins and Thomas Fust. We're going to have an out of 99 Cesar Prieto going to the Green Atomic, going to Natalie. Jonathan Mejia. Is it Mejia or Mejia? I was going to say, I think it's Mejia. Going to Austin Fishbach and the Cardinals. Then we're going to have Estevan Machado for the Blue Jays and Dave Klosick. Simone Juan for the Mets and Rob Gervin. Alex DeJesus for Kevin Britton. We're going to have Ian Lewis out of 499 going to the Marlins, and that's Jimmy Waller. We have Roland Machandy going to the Astros and Rob Gervin. We have Anthony Gutierrez going to the Rangers and Kevin Britton. Greg Cullen. Look at this lazy shit over here. Bro, you ain't a good enough prospect to just be squiggly lining this shit like you're a doctor. We got 7 out of 499 for the Orioles. Natalie, put in some effort. Greg, I'm disappointed. Anthony Suarez for the Giants, going to Greg Wolf, and Antonio Pinero going to the Brewers. I think I'm gonna make I'm going to, when if I get a little bit more time, start making YouTube videos about sports cards. I think one of the first videos I'm gonna do is shitty autographs. Because as a collector, there's nothing that bothers me more than people just not signing their autograph and putting any effort in. We have John Rhodes, 28 out of 100 on the Atomic, going to the Orioles, and Natalie. Roderick Arias, 60 out of 499. Big boy hit here for John Cullison and the Yankees. Christian Vaquero going to the Nationals, and Tom Scarberry. Leonardo Balcazar, 79 out of 150 on the Blue Mojo. Eric Hernandez, 32 out of 75 for the White Sox. We have Anthony Gutierrez ×2, 60 out of 250 on the Purple, and 6 out of 100 on the Atomic, going to the Rangers. And my man, I'm going to say Kevin Britton. We have Parker Chavers going to the Cubs, and Dave Klosick. Cooper Bowman, 20 out of 25 on the Orange Wave, and John Cullison. Last but not least, the Jackson Churio going to the Brewers, and that is Tom Scarberry. Put one on the board for the man. So say I appreciate you guys watching the break. Tomorrow I plan on posting a 6 hobby box, 6 HTA break. It will be pick your team. I guess we'll stay away from the randoms. If somebody really wants a random, I can run another poll. But like we had such little success when we tried to run the hobby random. Maybe at a smaller quantity, we could do that. But like I said, we're gonna run the 3 HTA, 3 hobby, or not 3, 6 and 6 tomorrow. See how that goes. Gonna post it early. If you're looking for something that's not Bowman Chrome and you were watching, there is a full case of Allen and Ginter up. There's still a half case of Mosaic Choice, which I think only has like 2 teams left. For football, I'm going to post probably some sort of mixer tomorrow. It'll probably be divisions. It'll probably be a cheap mixer divisions or something like that to see if we can get something filled before Absolute comes out Friday. I'm going to put up a Cyber Monday sale for personals. Something that will be on there is going to be 2020 Topps Chrome Jumbos, and they're going to be for $375 ripped and shipped, top loaded and everything, which I think is a very good price. They sat at $450 for years. I think that Dave and Adams dropped them to $350. My goal was always to put them at $375, but well, when the big online retailers kind of screw my what would be a really good deal Cyber Monday over, because all of a sudden they feel like, oh, I can just charge $350 when they've been charging $450 for however damn long. Just goes to show you how some of the stuff works on the back end of the industry. But I appreciate you guys, and start shaming some of these guys. I was going to say, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night and be safe. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully.